Working from home. Gourmet meals? Nope, because I can just eat cereal at 2 p.m. because I'm at home. And
that's the
why
thing. You
not?
think about what you save, like with travel, with food,
Also,
and all of that.
on your
and
lunch
time.
break, you can throw the washing on, wash your hair. Do you know what I mean?
Get ready for your night out.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lisa Nash.
And I'm Melanie Cameron.
And welcome to Did We Stutter?
An original by the London Podcast Studio. So, I think when we first started working from home, it was such a novelty. It was weird. It was there's none of the commute, so it was you could get up and switch your laptop on, and you were at work, which was just beyond anything you could ever imagine. And I remember looking back on my phone and seeing all these pictures of people that I work with drinks in their hand, and I thought, what are all these pictures? And I remembered it was from the very first lockdown. Everyone at 5 o'clock going, cheers, because you know you were at home and it was time to open a beer or have a glass of wine and watch Boris do the COVID update. That's what we all did.
Yeah.
I think we've got much more used to having a better work-life balance, and the struggles of the commute. It takes me, because I live out in the sticks in Essex, about an hour and a half to get in. So that's 3 hours on my day, plus the getting up and getting ready and trying to make myself look presentable, because apparently pyjamas and slippers are not office wear.
But now you just got to put a bit of makeup on, keep your pyjama bottoms on and just change your top.
I knew
I've got a brush through your hair.
Yeah, in lockdown, there was one point I was on a call to LA. So it was quite a late call, and I
had a few drinks.
I had a suit jacket and a top on, and pajama bottoms and slippers on the bottom because no one could see me.
Yeah.
I get more work done at home.
Yeah,
less distraction.
but this is the thing, is it?
And I will say that I am mainly the distraction in my office. So
I was going to say, like, for me, I would think, is it like, are you working or are you not really working? Because it's, you know, like you're at home working, but then I think you're working longer than the 9 to 5, because it kind of rolls into the evening. You might have a couple of hours off in the afternoon, but do you know what I think? It's just a distraction. You know, if you've got kids at home or if you've got I don't know.
I think the opposite for me. So when I'm at home, I very rarely take a lunch break away from my laptop because I'm at home. I don't know why, but I very rarely do.
Do you give yourself breaks, or have you got so much work that you just want to get it done and you can finish up early?
No.
Or do you have to log off at a particular time?
No, we have flexible working hours. But I find I get more done at home and I am more present in front of my laptop. When I go into the office, I will walk away from my desk and go and get lunch.
Yeah.
And take a break. But at home, I won't. I might take the laptop into the kitchen while I'm making a sandwich.
Oh, really?
And I think at work...
See, in my mind, I would think people would probably, you know, take more time off, put the wash on, you know, visit the fridge, stick a bit of, Netflix on. I think I'd be well tempted to put a bit of Netflix on. Obviously, that's why I haven't got a full-time job.
But I mean, I think, and is that the argument that a lot of the companies are making, you know, is that...
What are people up to?
What are people up to? But, again, the argument is a lot of these businesses are still having record years with people working from home. So what do? Do you bring them back into the office and almost punish them for that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, listen, I think there's a whole culture of people that are self-employed, that work from home and work for themselves, that are used to, you know, being at home and being proactive.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, do companies give people that are working at home incentives so they, you know, that they're not being lazy or, you know, switching or being tempted to switch on Netflix?
I think there's two sides to the story, obviously, and you know, I definitely had experienced the 5 day a week in the office. Now, 2 days a week in the office, I feel exhausted. I don't know how I did 5 days a week before, because you adapt, don't you? And you know,
which I think, like my brother, he lives out in Colchester and he works in the city. And now he works from home 5 days a week. My brother's online every morning at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So he still obviously works, is very disciplined, but he loves it because it would take him, like you said, Mel, an hour and a half or whatever. Also, it doesn't have the cost of the train, the time scale and all the rest of it. So it really works for him, you know.
I think also
I can't think of anything worse actually than spending 3 hours a day every day, like on travel.
This is the thing, right? It's and it's the stress and the anxiety that goes with it. I mean, look at the trouble we had getting here today to the studio with the tubes. It was just.
Well, we turned up and we'd been on the train you'd been on the train for about 2 hours. I'd been on there for about an hour and a bit, and we was like, we're knackered.
Yeah, exactly. And imagine that every day. And I think people just feel like, is it necessary to put people through that? Because that's just the way the world used to be. The world's different now.
Yeah.
COVID did change the world.
And I think like with companies though as well, if they haven't got to house so many staff, you know, it's cheaper on rent.
Yeah.
Or, or workspace and stuff.
I mean, a lot of the things they're saying, the businesses are saying the reasons to come back into the office is, you know, working with your team more closely.
Yeah.
But then you find yourself going in and you've got meetings and they're all on Zoom or Teams anyway.
Yeah.
And,
but the thing is, like, do you not miss like the face-to-face culture? Because I think like being at home, you know, do you talk to your dogs regularly? Woof.
My dogs do like to join in a Teams meeting now and again.
They?
Yeah, they have been known to pop up.
Yeah, so when I do my Insta lives or something, when I had like my dog, she's a French bulldog, she'd always want to get in on the action.
Yeah.
But if you heard a French bulldog, it's just they sound like a little snorting pig.
Yeah, that's the same as Dolly's a bulldog, so
yeah.
she's a British bulldog.
I'd have
so
to explain, yeah.
Yeah. The conference call chaos. So, you know, in office meetings, you'll have people pretending to take notes when actually they're just secretly doodling or writing their shopping list. The working from home Zoom calls. Can everyone see my screen? No, Karen, we can't. You know, you're on mute.
Yeah.
You're on mute
yeah,
at least 5
a lot.
times a call. Like, we've been doing this for a really long time,
yeah.
guys. You just see people going, you're on mute.
Yeah,
you're on mute. The constant debate of, should I put my camera on? Do I have to put my camera? Are we having? Oh, it's cameras on. Okay, and you're literally like trying to throw off your dressing gown and make it look like you're. You know?
I've done that. I think like someone's calling or having a meeting. I think we've done it actually, us guys, and we've got like a PR meeting or something. It's like, is it video or is it just voice?
Yeah,
and when it's video, it's like panic. Can you give me 5 minutes?
You'll
Like,
see
literally.
it on TikTok where people are like, working from home be like. And people are sat there in their dressing gowns, and then you hear doon, 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 and you see them throw. Oh, camera's on for this one, guys. And they're like, 1 sec.
Yeah. Do you know what? In the summer, when I used to do like Insta lives and stuff, and it was so hot, and I do it kind of in my bedroom because the light's good. Obviously, we've got the light's got to be good, but it'd be so hot that I would literally, not that anyone really needs to know this, but I'm going to tell you now. From the top, I've got a top on. From the bottom down, nothing.
So there you have it, folks. If you want to go back and rewatch any of those lives,
and there was a time. Listen, there was a time.
That'll put a whole new spin on it.
Well, there was a time that I was doing a live, and it was actually it was all about women's health. So it was kind of most of the audience.
I'm really scared
women.
where this is going to go.
And I literally did the live, and then I've just got like a nice top on and that. But I was literally in the garden before sunbathing, right? Quickly went and did this live. And then I've literally got up. I thought I'd pressed it.
No!
But I got up, I walked back, and in my bedroom, you've got the wardrobe. So I'm just walking, I've got a top on and just knickers. And then I'm just like, luckily I looked back round before I took my top off, and one of the girls from the office was like, "You're still on the live," and I was like, "Oh no!"
Oh my God!
So I quickly, literally, I can't remember what. So before you post it, that was it. So obviously with the live, you can post it and tag people into it. That was it. So I could tag people into it. So I just kind of deleted
that's
that.
like the worst nightmare.
Yeah.
What
That's
was
the
that?
thing.
There was that one thing. Was it Jackie Weaver? There was a council meeting that went on during COVID that went viral. Oh, I'll have to show it to you. There was this whole council meeting and it was all recorded and they all started kicking off.
Disrupt this meeting. I will have to remove you from it.
You can't.
It's only the chairman who can remove people from a meeting.
You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority at all.
She's just kicked him out.
Yeah, it went viral because this meeting, the whole meeting kicked off. And because all of these things are recorded, you would never have seen that before.
No.
I love that the lunch situation. Office life. Let's grab lunch. Translation. Let's spend
go pub.
15 quid on a mediocre sandwich.
Do you know what I mean?
Working from home. Gourmet meals? Nope, because I can just eat cereal at 2 p.m. because I'm at home. And
That's the
why
thing. You
not?
think about what you save, like with travel, with food.
Also,
and all of that.
on your
and
lunch
time.
break, you can throw the washing on, wash your hair. Do you know what I mean?
Get ready for your night out.
Yeah. Nope, I don't do any of those things. But again, this is the work-life balance, the illusion. Office workers will complain about the strict 9 to 5, but working from home people can complain there's no end. So just one more email ends up at 11 o'clock.
That's what I was saying. Is it kind of like, are you working or you're not really working? Do you know what I mean?
No,
So
for me, I think when you go into the office, there's a real difference between home life and office life. So you go into the office, you open your laptop, you work, and then you finish at a certain time. When you're at home, there's no real end of the day.
Yeah.
You're still in the same environment and your laptop's still open. So,
But I think there's quite a few pros with all of that, because do you get with your work, Mel, do you get a set kind of amount of work that you've got to do a week? So you could actually, if you wanted to finish up early on a Wednesday, for example.
nah,
It doesn't work like that.
doesn't work like that. No. There's always more work.
You can actually speak to the unions and maybe put that in as it. So something that I want to bring up.
It's funny that you mentioned the unions, because a lot of the companies are bringing, the big companies are bringing back people 5 days a week. And the reasons for this are company culture, productivity, getting more stuff done in the office, better team working.
And I think not personality, but it's like a lot of people have lost that human contact with people, haven't they?
Yeah. But now the unions are starting to say to these companies, well, actually, if you're saying those are all the reasons to bring people back into the office, back it up with some data to show that people are less productive when they're at home.
Oh, right. So they're actually saying that it's more productive to.
Well, the
potentially.
the unions are just challenging these companies and saying, okay, you're making all of these sweeping statements saying people are more productive in the office. It's better for the business. It's better for, company culture. But let's see some data to actually back that up. So it'd be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah. So you're on 2 days and it's increasing to 3 when?
It's going to 3 at the beginning of next month.
Okay.
So I think, it's when you look at people that have got kids and childcare and, I've got 2 dogs, which are enough. But I do have to get them looked after every time I'm out of the home all day long. God, I couldn't speak then. But yeah, so for people that have got kids in school and they might have worked their lives around the 2 days, it's going to be a lot of change for them.
See, do you know what? My kind of experience, like back in the day, obviously you did this as well, Mel, but you used to go for castings and auditions. And there's something that I really miss about going in that room because when you're doing a home audition and you're putting your laptop on and you're auditioning to a green spot, so to speak.
Yep.
That kind of that energy and that, it kind of transcends and kind of like translates better.
100%.
I feel when you're in a room, and I miss those days massively.
Well,
I used to get so many more jobs because I just preferred like the camera set up and the director or the cast director behind.
Also, you used to meet other actresses,
or
other presenters, and you'd all sit in the reception area together,
and you talk about what's going on,
100%.
who's doing what, and what agency you with, and I miss all of that.
Yeah, there was lots of that.
You kind of go out, and it was a big kind of network with all,
Well, you'd do things like going, oh, do you know what? Do you want to get a coffee after this?
Yeah.
Well, let's go and have a coffee. So there was a whole culture around that. It's not the same with self-tapes.
No.
Self-tapes.
But I used to love it. I
I
used to get dressed up and kind of excited and go up there, and it kind of fueled my adrenaline. So I'd be there, and if I had to read a script or I was auditioning, I'd go in that room. But now I don't know, it doesn't feel the same when you're
No,
kind
I
of just
agree.
doing it at home, you know.
I agree. I totally agree.
So any tips? Anyone's got any tips out there to make that excitement when you're actually doing a self-tape at home? Let me know.
I mean, I'd be interested to know, how people feel about the working from home thing. I just think the world's changed. It's a different place to what it was pre-COVID. And we've all had a bit of a taster of having a better work-life balance. So as businesses are trying to transcend people back into the office, are they missing the whole point there, that people like the fact that they can have a better work-life balance?
Do you know what, though? I think it's affected the culture of socialising as well, because if you think people, when they're in the city at their work, they used to go down the pub after. Everyone used to kind of get together, and I think people are quite lazy about, meeting up in big groups and stuff, or you're just having that kind of after work, social kind of.
I agree, and my company in particular were really big socially, but what you find is now, I think that when you're bringing people back into the office more days than they originally might have signed up for, or that they've got used to, people are doing their hours and getting out straight away. Yeah. So there's none of that, let's hang about and go for beers. It's like, I'm finished at 5 and I'm off.
Yeah.
So,
but that's what I'm saying. It's kind of maybe change the mentality or the structure of a human being, of how they operate in today's world,
I agree. I think it's definitely...
Because years ago, it used to be a given. If you got a job or an audition, or, like you said, if you've got to go to work, it was a given that you're getting up, you're getting dressed, you're going to work, you'd have your work clothes.
Working from home? Are you joking? It was like a pipe dream. How could we possibly work from home? That would never work.
Yeah.
But it did, because we had to make it work.
Yeah.
And I just don't know that people are ready to give that up and go back to the way things were.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
It works for people if they've had a heavy night and they're hungover.
I do
you've got
think
a filter on, and you've got lashes on and everything.
I do.
You look nice today, Lisa. Oh, thank you.
I do think that there's probably less sick days taken, because there's a difference between getting up and going, all right, I can suck it up and I'll just work from home and it'll be all right. I'll get my emails done. I'll do what I need to do. And there's a difference between that and getting dressed and getting up and getting on a tube and going into town. So I would imagine people, I mean, I've worked personally the whole way when I've had COVID. I've worked through it because I'm at home. I haven't got to go anywhere. Well, I can't go anywhere. I've got COVID.
Yeah.
But if I was poorly and I had to drag myself into an office, you might be tempted to take a sick day more.
Yeah.
So I would be interested to see how much sick rates have gone down.
Okay, so I've got a few little things here that we're just going to go over. So, I mean, I think the downside would be like Wi-Fi that works when it feels like it.
Yes.
So I'm sure you had this moment. I've had it loads with self-tapes, or like when you're kind of in a process and it goes like, you're frozen. I'm like, just my acting skills. No. It's kind of, do you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
Or the Amazon delivery just knocks on the door right.
It's always during a meeting. Really sorry, guys. Ocado have just turned up.
Do you know what? I've been on like an Insta Live before, and I'm doing it. Like I said, I kind of do it in my bedroom, and got a big bay window, and I can see them coming in, naked on my head. But they're kind of like coming in. They've knocked on the door, and they just kind of like lean back. They can see me on camera, and I'm like trying to catch their eye. I'm like, 1 second, and then I'd say, sorry, can you just give me a moment, like, and I have to like turn off because I haven't got any bottoms on. So
Lisa, you're gonna have
a cut it short. That's why
you're gonna have a whole new fan base after this episode goes out.
Well, only fans. It's like, guess what I'm wearing today.
You've just found your niche.
Oh dear.
How have we gone from working from home to OnlyFans?
It's my new job, isn't it? It could be like, guess what I'm wearing today? Turn the mic down. On camera. Right, moving on swiftly. Okay, so the endless snack temptation.
Oh yeah.
I think I would say that would be terrible. I am at home most days. Whoops.
That would be terrible. That is
Yeah.
terrible.
Do you know what my thing is now, though? I just don't buy anything bad in the house.
Do you not?
Because I just go to the fridge, especially if you're just kind of, just at home. It's either Netflix or chocolate, isn't it? Oh, yeah. So I batch cook and just have no. So that's the snack temptation. Also, you've got no one to make small talk with, apart from, I suppose,
Yeah, but
your dogs. Or,
no,
but then
sometimes-
that's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite nice. I don't want to
Peace
talk.
and
Like,
quiet.
sometimes you have to make polite conversation. Like, and it's,
I suppose the other thing is, like,
how are
where
you? How was your weekend? What did you get
Yeah.
up to?
But also, I think, your feet hurting. You just in slippers all day. Do you know what I mean? But
Well,
walking to the station, for a lady,
listen.
if they're in a high-powered job, wearing heels all day.
I tell you what, when I first went back to the office after COVID, putting actual shoes on
Yeah.
was a problem.
Or actual clothes.
We're not all you, Lisa. Some of us do get dressed. But I think actual shoes felt really hard
Tight,
and
and
tight.
yeah, that's
and
what I
was
mean.
Because I'd just been living in trainers and socks.
Yeah.
Wild.
I know, it's crazy.
What else you got on your list?
The guilt of watching Netflix while working.
No,
See, these are all, I wrote these personally.
Listen, nobody offer Lisa a remote working job because you know what's going on. She's going to be naked, snacking and watching Netflix whilst recording OnlyFans content on your dollar.
Telling my Amazon delivery just to hold on for a sec while I put
That
something
could,
on.
that could be a whole new OnlyFans moment.
Oh.
The one with the Amazon delivery guy.
If anyone's just tuned in right now, I do not do OnlyFans. But I am looking for a new job.
And I can work from home.
We ended up talking about this. Oh dear. Anyway, if you've got any OnlyFans moments, if you've got any working from home moments, please let us know.
Oh, I want to know about all of your camera fails and, things that you have accidentally done or shown on camera. A bit like Lisa.
Yeah.
Please let us know in the comments any of your epic fails.
Yeah, we'd love to know actually, so I don't feel so bad.
I don't know where we've got to on the debate from working from home. Lisa, working from home.
Well, I've actually just knocked the plant off.
See-
What's happened there, guys? Literally having too much fun here today.
This is why she has to work from home, because she destroys places.
Yeah, destroys.
I am team hybrid. So for me, the ideal situation would be 1 day in the office, 4 days at home. But yeah, that's I know that's not a reality for most people. So where would you sit?
Into my bed. No, I think, do you know what? I think for someone to work at home full time, I don't think it's really beneficial for the company. I think that you do need to go into an office, have team meetings, work with your kind of colleagues. But I guess it depends on what company you're going to work for, really. But,
What do you think about hybrid? Like a bit of both?
Yeah, I understand what that means. I've been educated, just haven't got a job. No joke. I think that works. I think what works really well is, Anyway, so listen, let us know what you think. If you prefer working from home or you prefer going into the office, you know what I prefer. But listen, thanks, guys. Also, please do let us know what you would like us to discuss. Because I think,
I mean, I would say discuss is a loose term for what we do on here.
just
chaos.
View on our kind of our opinion on certain topics.
But thanks very much, guys. Let us know about all your epic fails, your working from home calamities, and where you sit on the working from home versus office mandate debate.
And make sure you give us a follow on It's Lisa Nash and It's Mel Cameron, and of course, London Podcast Studios. See ya.